Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi man walah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. And welcome to this special message from Abu Productive from ProductiveMuslim.com. My name is Muhammad Faris. I'm the founder of ProductiveMuslim.com, and I'm happy to be here with you at Dar es Salaam Youth Conference to share some of these productivity messages, inshallah. So today's topic is time and goals. I want to start off with a story. The story is actually about our life story. Think about it. We were nothing, right? Before we were born, we were nothing. Then we were born. Then we grow and we become teenagers. And then we grow again. And then maybe we have a family. And then we grow old. And then we die. That's our life story. And that's the story every single human being before us has lived. This is a cycle, the life cycle. The question is, what's the point? Imagine you come from nothing, you get born, you grow, become a teenager, you have a family, you get older, you become old, you die. And the question is, what's the point? Many philosophers have battled this question, but alhamdulillah, Islam saved us from being confused and saved us from not knowing what to do, and gave us a very, very clear answer to this question. What's the point? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created mankind and jinn except to worship Allah. So we have this clear sense of purpose. And this is the differentiator between us as Muslims and everyone else. That we have this clear sense of purpose, because life without a purpose is not worth living. Again, if you read the history books and the philosophy books, and you see people battling their mind, what's the point? Why are we here? Why are we living? Some of them commit suicide because they have no idea why they're alive. Because life without a purpose is not worth living. Now, purpose is almost like the grand plan, the grand purpose you are living for. But within this grand plan, there must be some milestones. And these milestones are goals. And these goals make life interesting, because, to be honest, life without goals is boring, right? There's nothing you can do. Imagine you had no goal in life. You just woke up and, no particular goal. And you just lived. It's boring, right? But if you wake up, you've got some studies to do, you've got some personal development things to do, you've got maybe memorize Quran as a goal, you've got to achieve your A stars, you've got to get to university. All these goals, all these milestones make your life interesting and make your life really something that you inspire. You actually wake up in the morning refreshed because you want to achieve those goals, inshallah. But the question is, how should we set our goals? And what sort of goals should we set ourselves? And inshallah, the rest of the presentation is to tell you how you can set your goals and have a much, much more fulfilling goal-focused life, inshallah. So the first thing is, where to start is to start small, but think big. Now, what do I mean by this? A lot of times people, when they have a goal, they say, I want to become a scholar. Okay, now that's a goal, but it's a goal that requires multiple steps. Step one may be to memorize Quran. So you say, that's my first goal. Now it's not a small goal either. Memorize Quran is actually a big goal. So maybe break it down to memorize 5 juz first. So start small. Now you think big. Your focus is to become a scholar, right? But the first thing you have to do is you have to start small, but always think big. Don't be trapped in your little small world. Some people, unfortunately, they have a goal. For example, they want to become a really, really famous football player, for example, right? So instead of becoming a football player, say, okay, if I can make it to my city, game, I'll be happy. No, why not say I want to go for World Cup? I mean, what I'm trying to say is that you should start small in anything you do, but always keep in mind your big picture. Keep in mind what you really want to achieve in 5, 10, 20 years. Now, I've devised a simple table which you can copy and will help you set your goals. This table starts like this. First, define your roles, or define the areas of your life you want to achieve goals in. So for example, this is what I've set for myself. You put Islam. So you need some goals you want to achieve under the banner of the column Islam. Personal development, family, work, community, and the ummah at large, right? So you say to yourself, okay, under Islam, what's my 6 months goal? Maybe it could be I want to make sure that I wake up for Fajr every single day in 6 months' time. So that is your goal for the 6 months. In personal development, maybe you can say that I want to make sure that I read at least 30 minutes every day. In terms of family, you can say I want to spend more time with my brothers and sisters. So maybe I'll make sure that every weekend I go out with my brother and sister and have a good time together. In terms of work, maybe you can say I want to achieve this qualification or this certification. In terms of community, you can say in 6 months' time I'll be involved in a project. And in terms of ummah, you can say that I want to, for example, in 6 months' time, be part of a global online project that is helping the ummah. So this is how you set your 6 months goal. You think of all the areas in your life and say, what's my 6 months goal? And then you repeat the same thing for what's your 1 year goal. Now think to yourself, what in 1 year's time, where would I want to be in each of these areas? And you repeat the same process for 2 years and 10 years and 20 years. Now I know it might seem like imagination, but trust me, when you do this, your mind will just, you almost be like, you think, wow, I would love to be like that. And your whole mind, body, soul will be focused on achieving your goal. Trust me, when you start thinking about where would I be in 20 years time? So for example, let's say in Islam you say, you know what, in 20 years time, this is what I really should be aiming at. I'll be someone who memorized the Quran, who prays Tahajjud every night, who fasts every Mondays and Thursdays, who understands the books of fiqh and hadith. And you put that as a goal, 20-year goal. And you think, wow, I could be that. And really, you start almost, and then especially when you bring it down to 10 years, 5 years, 1 year, 6 months, you see that it's a progression that you can definitely achieve, inshaAllah ta'ala. So have that, I said to you, start small, but think big. Don't worry about thinking big. Don't think, oh, I'll never do that. Think big. You never ever know. Okay? So most importantly, have the think of your focus areas and think of them, what you want to achieve in 6 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 20 years. And then here's the ultimate question. How would you want to be in Akhirah? How would these goals, lead up to Akhirah? That's the true goal. You might say, I want to become, for example, a very famous TV presenter. But the question is, how does that goal fit in with Akhirah? Because to be honest, that's the ultimate truth. We all know we will be facing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He'll ask us, what have you achieved? What have you done with your youth, with your wealth, with your knowledge? What have you done? Where did you earn from, and how you spent your time? So really, when you start saying, you know what, how will I want these, what sort of goals do I want to do, so that when I stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Akhirah, inshaAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have mercy on me and He'll make me enter Jannah. So your goals, yes, they should be personal in terms of you want to achieve things you really want to achieve, but make sure they're aligned with what you want to achieve in Akhirah, which is Jannah and Allah's pleasure, inshallah. So this is a very, very important part of the table. So I want you to copy this table, and maybe after this talk, sit down and say, what are my 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 10 years? And by the way, feel free to email me. I'll have my email address in the end. Feel free to email me your table if you want advice on how to make it better, inshallah. I'm really happy to help you, inshallah. Okay. Now there's certain ground rules if you want to make sure this table works. Number one, you need to daily plan. Once you have a 6 months goal and a 1 year goal and a 10 year goal, 20 years goal, you need to make sure that every single day you're moving towards your goal. Whether it's doing one simple task or achieving a big milestone, you have to make sure that every single day there's something you're moving that you're doing that's moving you towards your goal. Do not be stuck in the famous trick of shaitan, which is inshallah tomorrow you'll do it. Don't worry, man. You're still young, you're still a teenager, you'll be fine. Or still worry. Wait till you get married, or wait till you have children, or wait till you become 55 years old. No. Really, every single day plan. You're never too young and you're never too old to achieve your goals. Trust me, people say, oh, you're too young to become a scholar, or you're too old to do this. That's a lie. You're never too young and you're never too old to achieve anything. And if the biggest example and the biggest evidence of this is, look at the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look at the companions around him. They were very young when they became companions. They became heads of armies and heads of states, and they really were people who achieved a lot. Why? Because they worked towards their goal, and they had sincere intention for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So have daily planning in your daily schedule. Every night before you sleep, say, okay, these are the areas of my life. What would I do tomorrow to make sure that I'm moving towards your goal? Secondly, have a weekly review. Okay, so every weekend, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, sit with yourself and say, how did last week go? Which goal did I move towards, and which goal I moved away from? So this weekly review will help you to balance where you should focus your energies for the rest of the week. So always have the weekly review. And finally, revise your goals annually. So maybe in Ramadan or in Hajj or some time of the year, where you maybe go out on holiday or go out on camping or go somewhere away from work, away from home, somewhere quiet, maybe in a park or next to a beach, and sit with yourself and say, okay, these were my goals last year. How did I achieve them? These are the goals. Do I still want to achieve these goals? How would I change them? How would I improve on them? So really focus on revising your goals annually, inshaAllah ta'ala. So now these are the ground rules. Now I want to help you so make sure that how to actually implement this on a daily basis. I like to be very, very practical in all the advice I give. So the first thing is I would advise you to go to productivements.com/the-daily-taskinator and download this worksheet we call the Taskinator. And the Taskinator is simply your day-to-day schedule. So you can see that I've put 4 areas: Islam, family, work, and personal development. So you should put like your mini goals, your mini tasks to achieve your goals, and then on the right column you set when during the day you'll actually you'll actually do those activities or do those tasks. Okay, so the daily Taskinator is to really help you manage your tasks each day, but they are all linked towards your goal, whether under Islam or family or work or personal development. So that's the daily planning part. So you can download this worksheet. It's for free, and you can every night just fill it up and ensure that every day you're doing something that moves you towards your goal. The second tool that I would suggest that you have is the weekly Taskinator. Same idea as the weekly review. So but this time you're looking in the future. Once you've looked through the last week and thought, okay, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I need to do, you need to start looking at what am I going to do next week. So what I've said is, okay, you have the rest of the week and you need to decide what is the project of the day. Okay, what is the project of the day? What are the 3 important tasks I need to do which relate to the project of the day? What resources I need? Maybe you need to call somebody, maybe you need to email somebody beforehand to make sure that they're available when you're working on this project, and how much time it will require of you. The idea of this weekly Taskinator is, again, to align yourself to your goals every single week. Now I want to pause here and say this. I know it might sound like hard work, or it might say, oh my God, there's like a lot of work every day. I fill up a worksheet every week. I have to do this review. But trust me, as I said to you, life without goal is boring. And once you get in the habit of achieving goals, you'd realize how much it's fun, it makes you feel good, and you realize the sky's the limit. There's so much you can achieve if you really focus on it. So I want to really encourage you to set up that table of goals, use these tools that I give you, and try it and see how it goes. And trust me, once you're into this, by 1 month, 2 months, you realize how much you've improved as a person and how much more you can do, inshallah ta'ala. Now I want to finish this presentation by giving you 7 principles of goal setting. These are principles I want you to keep back of your mind whenever you set your goals or whenever you try to achieve your goals. Number 1, have sincere intentions. Now, this is an advice that was given by a very famous scholar. His name is Sheikh bin Bayya. Maybe some of you may have heard of him. And we went and visited him in his house, and we asked him, give us advice. My friend was with me and said, give us advice. And he said, حسن النية والعمل. He said, have good intentions and work hard. These are the 2 ingredients of success. Have good intentions and work hard. So I want you to think of that. Why are you doing this? Remember, nothing you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that doesn't get blessed. everything you do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will bless it, and He will open doors for you do not even expect to have. And I give you a case example, this website, productiveness.com. When I started the website, I had no idea where it will go. I just started it. But when I thought about why am I doing this and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put me forward for this task, things happened and doors were opened, and I realized, subhanallah, look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes opens the door for you. And now it makes it even more important that all of us continue for this website. So it's very, very important that you need to have sincere intentions and you need to work hard. Secondly, have a mentor. When you have a goal, there's two ways. You can either go through it in a very slow, maybe hard route, or you can take the shortcut, right? But normally the shortcut is very, very hard to get. And normally very few people know the shortcut except those who actually been through this same path. So for example, you want to memorize Quran. There might be a long, hard route to memorize Quran, but it might be a shortcut. I'm not saying that you may reduce your time, but maybe there's a method which if you memorize Quran with that method, you can memorize the Quran in less than 3 years, for example, instead of 5 or 6 years. So you need to have someone like a mentor, a teacher, a coach, somebody who has achieved the same goal you wanted to achieve, and can give you the shortcuts, right? And also, if let's say you have a goal that no one else has achieved, that's fine. Find someone who's done something very similar to you and say, hey, can you coach me about for example, setting up a website? Can you coach me about, for example, how to choose how to sell and make money online? Can you coach me about business? Have a goal. It's fine. I mean, just make sure you have a mentor, someone who can teach you, because that can really improve your goal setting and improve your achievements, inshallah. Number 3, what I call be useful wherever you are. What does this mean? Basically, sometimes I've seen this in a lot of people who are very, very goal focused, right? They want to achieve certain goals, but they tend to forget that sometimes they can achieve their goals almost indirectly. For example, let's say they have this goal to maybe set up a website or do something online, okay? And sorry, excuse me. Maybe they have a goal to, for example, set up something online, okay? So they say to yourself, okay, I want to set up something online, but something else comes up. Let's say someone says, hey, can you do this community project with me? And I think, man, my goal is to do something online, right? And they might even ignore this other opportunity. But trust me, this is the key. You need to realize this is an opportunity Allah has opened for you. Don't let it go. Be useful, help, and you never know what the benefit would be. Okay. Number 4, have daily ijtihad, what I call daily struggle. Make sure that every single day you almost force yourself to achieve your goal. Don't say to yourself, you know what, khalas, today I'll give up, I'll take a holiday. Really, have this daily struggle. Don't give up. That's how you build discipline in your life. And by the way, if you want to achieve goals, discipline, discipline, discipline. That's the key word. So have daily ijtihad, daily struggle. Number 5, be flexible. Again, this is the same idea about, be useful wherever you are, but it's more general, saying that, again, don't be rigid. Don't say, okay, I want to achieve this goal in 6 months, and if I don't do it, that's it, I'm off. No, say 6 months. If it doesn't work, I might do it 1 year. So be flexible. See how things work out. Don't be extremely rigid that you cannot achieve anything. Number 6, get out of your comfort zone. Some people, they make goals for themselves. For example, I don't know, I want to, I'm just thinking of a good example. Yeah, I want to do something in my local area, right? Why don't you do something nationally? Hey, how about globally? Why stick to your only local community, right? Get out of your comfort zone and say, what can I do to make this goal span the globe, right? That's how you get out of comfort zone. And don't just make yourself very, very comfortable with your goal setting. In fact, if your goals are very comfortable, I don't think they're challenging enough. Really push yourself, give yourself that extra edge, and that's how you grow, and that's how you become much more productive, inshallah. And number 7, be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Trust me, when you want to achieve goals, you need every single help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to really push you to help you achieve your goal. If you think you can do this on your own, you can't. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only source for your help. So make sure that you are you're praying on time, you're making dua. Ask Allah to help you achieve your goals. Ask Allah to open the doors for you. Don't say, oh, I'm not sure. No, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah loves the one who asks him. So be with Allah every single moment, especially in achieving your goals. And subhanallah, Allah will make it so easy for you that you think, wow, subhanallah, I didn't know I could do this. And that's the spirit that we want you to achieve, insha'Allah ta'ala. I hope you enjoyed this session from Productive.com, and please stay in touch with us. You can join us on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, or on our website, or you can email us at any time, insha'Allah. Jazakumullah khair, and hope you enjoy your conference. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.